so welcome. Have a great 4th. I want to do a later night stream, like a post-dark stream. So like Saturday, if I'm up for it, I might stream that night on the 4th of July. Maybe for a little bit, because a lot of folks from the other side of the world can't catch these morning streams because it's the middle of the night for them. So I might try an evening stream on Saturday just as a one-off because it's a holiday. So it's okay if you're late. You're never late. Like we say, just like Gandalf, a wizard is never late. They arrive exactly when they need to. So hang on for Needlebug stream. Needlebug just went live. I will see you guys really soon. If I don't stream Saturday night, it will absolutely be Sunday. And we will definitely see each other again soon. Let me find my Twitch link here. But yeah, guys. It always takes a minute. For my Twitch to catch up with everything.
Okay. I'm just trying to get this in the right place here. And I think Stitching Jules is sending people over.
Catch me again soon. Y'all can come back.
So we'll wait for them to get here.
Gotcha, cross stitch. Gotcha. Well, I think we're gonna just switch over here.
Okay, let's get the.
Let's join the channel. And we will figure this out.
Okay, I gotta adjust my camera here.
Awesome, guys. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you soon. We will see what we get stitched. I'm gonna do a video once I go and get
There we go.
Frame, the wolf flame.
Hi guys. Hi Jen, Teresa. And who's the Smada? Smada? Is that? Hi Colina. Oh, glad you guys are jumping over from Jules' stream. And Maya, hello. Glad to have you here. I'm oh geez, lost it. Hi Colina. Oh, glad you guys are jumping over from Jules' stream. Okay. I'm trying to watch the chat on my phone. Glad to have you here. Let me turn this down. Okay. Thanks, Jules. Hey, and thanks so much for hosting. You have a great rest of your day and get that roller frame picked up. I think you'll love it. They're awesome. Oh, I see what you did. You spelled your last name backwards. How cool is that? So I'm reading your chat on my phone because it's a little hard. Okay, what the heck? It's a little hard for me to see it on my computer. And now I thought I had this camera fixed. There we go. There we go. Marina, I am stitching on Stitcher's Retreat by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a freebie that was out, it was a freebie for quite a long time. That's when I got it. I've actually been working on this for about, 4 years. No, I'm not, Maya. I'm working on a Nerge floor stand. Not floor stand, a Nerge lap stand. So it's a sit-on stand, and it's adjustable in several places so that I can angle it right where I need it to be to stitch. And I have a hoop. So let me zoom you out a little bit, and I'll show it to you. Okay. Oops, wrong picture. Okay. All right. Oh, phooey. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. But anyway, here is, let's see, get it in the frame. Okay, it's a stand that I sit on, and it's angled so that, wrong way, so that I can adjust it to, oh my goodness, the wrong way, where I need it to be. So it's a Nurge, Nurge, and I bought it on Etsy. I really love it because I can adjust it right to where I need it um, for the height. And now let's get you back in the frame again. Oh, good Lord. So this, I can't remember, Marina, but this is not sold in the United States. I got this, oh, she's on Etsy. If you just search Nurge, Nurge stands, you should get it. It should pop up for you. Um, I'm not, Maya, I don't work on a roller frame. I had one of their frames, and for me, because I like my fabric so tight, I couldn't get it tight enough for the way I stitch. Um, so I really didn't use it much at all. Um, in fact, I think I gave it away. But everybody's different. You know, there's people that think they're great. No, I have not. Did Michelle um, get the new Disney designs out? Hi, Nan from Belgium. Oh, thanks for joining. I'm so glad all of you are here, and I'm glad those people that came over from Jules's stream have jumped in. And I should tell you, I am also streaming at the same time onto YouTube. So I haven't seen anybody here yet from YouTube, but hopefully they get the message that I went live and they'll be able to jump in also. That will be fun. Ah, Nan. Oh, Val, you're from Connecticut? Oh, great. Oh, Marina, you're watching your live also? Oh, how cool is that? I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Oh, hi, Cass. No, this lapse, unfortunate. Hi, Rachel. Um, Hi, Kelly. Unfortunately, this does not hold a Q-snap. It will only hold hoops. Now, it will hold any kind of hoop. It doesn't have to be a Nurge hoop. It will hold any hoop. Um, but it does not do Q-snaps. Personally, I like the hoop better than a Q-snap. Oh, welcome to all you guys that are watching from YouTube. Thanks so much for joining in. I'm so glad you're here. Haha, Nan, you like that loop finish. Isn't that cool? That's just great. I don't use it all the time, but um, I do use it. sometimes I forget about it and I just want to move along. Um, it is, Cass, it is an awesome stand. I have this lap one and I also have the floor stand. And I took the floor stand along to a retreat that I was at back in February. And oh, it worked just awesome. I set up the floor stand and I had one of those chairs, those folding chairs, you know, like you take to soccer games and what have you. And I was sitting so comfortable and I had my floor stand and I sat there and I could stitch all day. Yes, Aileen, the Nerd hoop is great. It's deep. It holds your fabric tight. And you know, the trick with any of these wooden ones is to partially tighten, pull your fabric tight the way you want it, and then get it really tight by, you don't just hand turn that screw. Use a screwdriver and get it really tight. And then it works. I don't have the other hoop here. And it works wonderful. I love them. I love them. Catch a loop finish, or is it Myoshi? A loop finish is, I will show you next time I have to finish a thread. Hi, Mama Shayna. Hi, Mary. Oh, your husband works around. Oh, Istanbul. Is that where they're made? I can't brag these stands up enough. I really can't. In fact, if you go on my YouTube channel, I did a video on a Nerd stand. So that way you can see the stand, you can see the lap one, you can see the floor one. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you guys are all here. Such a great group we have this morning. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad everybody's stopping by. Yes, I did a video on the loop start and the pin stitch. you, you have your nerve to do to start your first day. Oh, start it. It's just started. It's just one stitch at a time. Oh, Nan, you bought it. Well, I am so glad I could enable you to buy a Nerd stand. I think quite a few people went and bought some after that video came out. Two here in France and one in Istanbul. I think I like them. Yeah, Aileen, I do. I really do. I really like them. Um, in fact, I like the Nerd so much that I got rid of my other stands. And the Nerd right now is the only one that I use. I don't, just because it's so handy. Um, I can't, well, I can't hold a hoop for any length of time in my hand. That just doesn't work. I mean, anybody that watched my last stream knows that I'm having trouble with my wrist. And I'm actually having surgery next Friday to go in and get it, quote unquote, cleaned out. Um, oh, Kalina, boob and knee stands. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's great. That's awesome. Actually, I could do that too. There's a wealth. But I go with my stand. Um, yeah. Oh my goodness, Arietta. You might, yeah, you're right. Go big or go home. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's kind of how. I can show you now how to do because I'm going to have to end this thread. How I do the loop finish is when I go bottom left to upper right is the first half of my stitch. My next half would be bottom right to upper left. So where I'm going to finish is the upper left. So I'm going to come up there, okay? And then I'm going to go right back down in that same hole, okay? And I'm going to keep a loop. And then I'm going to come up in the bottom right, and I'm going to go through the loop, and then I'm going to go back down in the upper left, and somehow I didn't pull that tight enough. Hold on. There we go. Sometimes the loop wants to not go all the way through. So once you have then your X completed, then I just go a couple stitches away and do a little tacking stitch, and then come up anywhere and cut my thread off. So, oh Sharon, that's okay. You can just lurk. Carry the laptop. You can just lurk. That works just right for me anytime. Anytime. So that's how you end, and you start basically the same way. Like I said, I have videos on my YouTube channel that show how to do that. It really is not hard, and that way you can see a bit more of a close-up. Right now I'm stitching doing parking, and I'm not working on the diagonal. I am just going down the column. I am in this really heavy confetti area, so that's why I am kind of going one stitch or one row at a time and parking my threads, because that way I'm not going to miss any stitches. I can fill in these little, I call them one stitch wonders. Jenny, yay, you made it live. Oh, great. I'm so glad you're here. I did get your email, by the way, and I will mail you back. Okay? I just didn't get a chance to this morning, but I will get back to you on that email. But I am stitching row by row at this point in time just because of all the crazy ninja stitches that I have. And how I'm doing that is I look at the row and I save the color. Try it, Teresa. I think you'll like it. I look at the color and pick the color, or I save the color that has the most stitches for last, because that way it covers up any travels. Okay? and I do the colors that have the least stitches or have the biggest jump between stitches first, so that that last color can, like I said, work over any travels. And yes, Pattern Keeper is my best friend. And just like Jules said, it really is the best thing since sliced bread. I love it. I don't use any other apps anymore. This one is fantastic. In fact, I can show you what I do with Pattern Keeper. Okay. Before I go too far, I want to answer a question that I got on my one of my on my YouTube videos. And this woman asked, and I apologize because I don't remember her name. She was wondering, she was confused because when you look at my piece, you see patches of stitching. You see an angle going this way. Over on the other side, you see a diagonal going this way. Then you see stuff going straight down. And I have to say, this piece has been one giant experiment. Let me zoom out so that you can see the whole. Let me go this way. Let me flip it. So you can see the whole picture of what I've stitched. Okay, let me go in here. Okay. Okay, let me zoom you out just a little bit. Hold on. Oh, once again, wrong. Ah. Oh, here. Oh, it would be nice if I could see. There we go. There we go. Oh, technical difficulties here, folks. Okay. Here's what I'm working on. But do you see how, sorry for the glare. Okay. Do you see how things are going all willy-nilly, all different ways? That's because this piece has been one giant experiment of all the ways there are to stitch. I have done cross country. I have done, okay, I don't want this person here, but I don't know how to block that. And no, I'm not going to buy followers, whoever you are. Okay. Okay, Mama Shana, I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Have an awesome day. I hope to catch you soon. Okay, Kalina, how do I go to moderator mode? I am so new to some of this, I don't know how to do that. Okay, and I'm actually streaming not from the Twitch. I'm on Ecamm, so I might not be able to do that here. Whoops. So we're just going to ignore that guy, and I'll block it later. Okay. So anyway. Okay. Thanks, Kalina. I guess I need to remember to open the Twitch channel in addition to my Ecamm, because that's what I use Ecamm because I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch all at the same time. So I'm still learning. This is still so very new to me, but golly, heaven forbid, I'm trying. And it's such a fun thing to have you guys here. But anyway, I did want to explain that's why you see so many different methods. Oh, that would be great. I can have someone moderate for me. Oh, I will remember that. Okay, crazy about cross stitch. Thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you again. Um, you stay safe also. Stay healthy. Okay, there we go. You wouldn't believe the way I have this rigged up so that people can see what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. It is such a, I actually have, you'll laugh. Everybody can laugh. I actually have my webcam taped to the top of my hot light. Yeah. Yeah. That's how, yeah. I think you can see it. Let's go. Let's look. Yeah, do you see it up there? It's taped to the top. It's taped to the top of my webcam, my hot light right up here. And then it shines down on my stitching. Yeah. What can I say? I try to do what works. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. So, you guys were talking on Jules's channel about the fabric calculator to determine your size of what size your fabric is. Um, if you don't want to use that calculator, it really is a very simple formula that you can use to calculate your stitches, the size, and all it is your patterns give you a stitch count. Okay, so it might be, say, 365 by 429, and you know what size or what count fabric you want to use. So the simple formula is to, let me mark here, to take your stitch count divided by your fabric count. that will tell you how many inches your completed design area takes. And then to that, you add your margins, like how much extra fabric you want on each side. Which is usually 3 inches on each side. So to that number, you would add 6. And then that's the size of the fabric. That's how big a piece of fabric you would need. So like I said, all it is total number of stitches in the width divided by your stitch count plus 6. And then you do the same thing for the length. Total number of stitches divided by the stitch count plus 6. The part you got to remember is that's if you're stitching over 1. So if you're stitching over 2 on 40 count, you don't divide it by 40, you're stitching over 2, so you would divide it by 20. So it's for 40 count fabric, total number of stitches divided by 20 plus 6. Simple formula, and that's really all that you and this is why I use a calculator. That's some higher math stuff. Well, it's easier, and you know what? Even if I would use a calculator, I would still double check it to make sure I get the same number as what the calculator is telling me. I've had to do that. I've done that without a calculator for so long that it's just easier for me to figure it out myself. The nice thing about the calculator is it does it faster. And if you decide that, oh, that piece is going to be really big, what if I do it on this count fabric? You can just change the numbers and it just pops right up for you. So, I mean, that is an advantage. You can play around with different counts and see what size it's going to be, and then choose your count fabric from there. But I just wanted to share that that is the formula, that is how you do it, just in case you wouldn't have access to a calculator to be able to figure it out. Okay. Okay, let me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's how I did mine too. I do it that way all the time. Okay. Now, this is the one thing with stitching this way. I really got to mark my pattern every time after every few stitches. So I can show you a little bit of how, let's see if I can get this in. Okay. This is the row I'm going to work on next. Okay, that isn't crossed out. So what I'm going to do first is those solid hearts, and then I'm going to park where the pink is, that's where I have my stitches parked. So as I work across the row, I'm going to highlight. So I would stitch these 2 stitches, park it. Come back here. Okay. I would do these 2 stitches, park it here. Then I would highlight the 8 balls, work those, park it here. Then I would highlight, that's black, one little stitch. And then I would look for the next place that black is used. It's not used anywhere else in that column. That's the nice thing about Pattern Keeper. You can just scroll like this really fast and see that it's not used anywhere. So I would start a black and end the black right away. And that would finish off that row. Then I would come down here, and this stitch I left from the previous column because I knew I was going to have a bunch here. So I would highlight that, stitch this one. Oh, I have one parked there already. So probably what I would do is when I stitch this one and this one, jump up and catch that and come back. Okay. So that's how I work my way down. I have lots of flossTube videos on stitching this way. If you're interested, feel free to watch them and subscribe. There we go. I never, ever in 1,000 years dreamt that all my videos would take off the way they did. I really can't believe it. It just blows my mind. Oh, Moesha, bye. Glad you stopped in. Thanks for coming over. I'm glad to have you here. And I hope you stop back again. Always enjoy. It's always fun talking to you guys. I do run out of things to talk about, but we'll think of something. Okay, so now I gotta mark these two off. Mark it there. Oh, Daffy, that's awesome. I'm so glad it helped that you were able to learn it from my videos. That's absolutely great. Um, yeah, like I said, I never, ever in 1,000 years dreamt that diagonal stitching would take off the way it did after I did those videos. Really, it just totally blew my mind that that many people were interested, and now I'm seeing more and more people joining in and stitching that way. I'm kind of tickled every time I look at flossTube or pictures in the groups and see people stitching on the diagonal and doing all the parking and all of that stuff. It's makes me feel good that I was able to pass that along to a lot of people. Yeah, I hear you. A lot of people have said that they've watched other ones and couldn't quite wrap their heads around it. And you know what? When I first watched, I think I told you this before. I watched Blitz Stitch on YouTube, Brian, and I just could not, for the life of me, wrap my head around his method. It just wasn't making sense to me. I couldn't grasp it. And then my very good friend Barb started stitching Brian's way, which is great. I mean, his way makes sense to him. He stitches vertically, And that all, he can wrap his head around that, and he does great. My head doesn't think in vertical lines, it thinks in horizontal lines. And then my friend Barb started doing it, and I tried to watch her, and I just couldn't get it. It just was not making sense. So I sat and played with, okay, this is the concept. I looked at, I watched Brian's video again. I went to the Scarlet Quince's website and read their instructions. And hi, Fran. Thanks for joining. I'm glad this is getting over to YouTube. Thank you for letting me know. I read the instructions on Scarlet Quince. I listened again to the principle of the thing that Brian was using, and I thought, okay, how can I make this work for me, only have it be horizontal instead of vertical? And this is what I came up with. So when it started, and the other thing was, because my friend Barb was doing it, and she was loving it, and yes, my stitches, your stitches do look so much nicer, um, and cleaner. Uh, it isn't faster, I'll tell you that. But having a bit of a competitive nature that I do, I said to Barb, if you think you're going to be able to do something that I can't, you got another thing coming. So I sat, like I said, I sat and played around and tried to figure it out, and came up with the method that I made videos about. And after that, the rest was just history. Yes, Jenny, absolutely. It is very methodical. It makes sense of that pattern. And like I said, right now, in all honesty, I had gone away from stitching on the diagonal, um, just for the sake of some speed and getting, because I have been working on this piece for 4 years, and I'm just ready to be done with it, and I want to get it done. But I'm in this high confetti area, and after I finish this column, I'm going to go back up here and start going diagonally again. Um, as I said, this piece has every method of stitching known to man on it. It's been my my lovely experiment, but you can't tell from the front. You can only see it from the back. There's all different kinds of stuff going on the back. But yeah, it is very methodical. It makes all this confetti in here that I'm in right now, because this, oh, you can't quite see it. Okay, up here, this is the chair, and up here is the girl's dress. She's sitting on this chair, and here over the arm of the chair is either a handkerchief or a shawl or something that's a bit lacy, and it is nothing but confetti. So I went back to stitching one stitch at a time across the row to get through this part, because it's mind-boggling to tell you the truth. If you don't have a system, when you're going through all this confetti, gosh, make that bigger. Here we go. Yeah, if you don't have a system when you're going through all the confetti, for me, it just gets so jumbled up. I can't make sense of it. I miss stitches, and this way it makes more sense, and you don't miss anything. This is a 7-inch hoop that I'm using. Aileen, I think you're talking about hoops. Yeah, and everybody's different, and everybody's reach is different. I had the largest nerd hoop I was using for a while, and it was just too much going around from front to back. Um, right now, I don't do very well stitching with both. I can do it for a short period of time, but I can't do a lot of I got my thread caught back here. I don't do a lot two-handed right now because of the issues with my hand at this point in time. But if I have too big a hoop, this is too much of a span going around, that this arm just gets so tired. And this hand only takes so much of it before it's yelling at me to say, please, please, please don't do that anymore. Now, that being said, just to give you guys an FYI, next week and the week after, my videos and my streaming is going to probably be pretty much very just sporadic, if at all, because my surgery is next Friday. I have some pre-op things that I have to do, but what they're going to do is go in the back of my hand, and right in here, about this point on your hand, there's what they call a TFCC joint, and it's where your tendons and ligaments attach to the bone. So, and there's 3 bones in there that make up a triangle. That's where the T comes from. So it's a triangular fibrocartilage complex. And that's what allows your hand to turn over, which this one doesn't turn completely all the way like it should without causing a lot of discomfort. And it causes all the swelling and what have you. Okay, Val, thanks for stopping by. Happy stitching to you too. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy your day and holiday weekend. Hope to see you next time. Okay, where do I want to go? But anyway, I'm going in and have that cleaned out. So my stitching over the next 2 weeks will probably be at a halt. Oh, it'll be fine. It's just In essence, what they do is the same thing they do when they do the meniscus in a knee. It's like this is essentially the meniscus in your hand. So I'm not that worried. I'm not worried. It's not that big a deal. So thanks for stopping, Sharon. I'll catch you on your stream next time. And absolutely, I will keep you posted. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the recovery period is only 2 weeks, so piece of cake. Piece of cake. I've had much worse. I've been through much, much worse. Um, Several years ago, I fell down my daughter's steps after I put my granddaughter up for a nap. And thank God I was putting her in for a nap and not getting her up from the nap. And I turned to close the baby gate at the very top of the steps. And my foot slipped off the step, hit the wall, bent it totally the direction that it shouldn't go. I heard this awful crack, and I went down the whole flight of steps. And needless to say, fractured my ankle. So with that surgery, I got a plate, 9 screws. I was non-weight bearing for May, June, July, August, 4 months, where I lived in my recliner chair, except to go to the bathroom. I could not. Our bedroom is upstairs because we live in an old farmhouse. So needless to say, it's 2 stories. And because I was non-weight bearing for those 4 months, until that healed, I couldn't go up the steps. So my recliner chair, in fact, this very chair that I'm sitting in, became my home. So this surgery is a piece of cake. Yeah, wheelchair, yes. Wheelchair. That's how I got from my recliner chair to the bathroom. It was in a wheelchair. No. Oh my God. The funniest part was I went to the ER initially, and they splinted me because it was too swollen at that point to do the surgery right away. So I had to wait several days to have the surgery done. So I was in this splint. Well, first of all, it was a major circus till I got into our Chevy Blazer, which is high. I couldn't put any weight on this. I could not get up on the seat. It was just a fiasco. So I basically laid across the back seat till my husband drove me home. And then when I got home, now at that point, I had crutches, but I can't do crutches. Oh my God, that was a fiasco. So it was like, okay, how are we going to get in the house? My husband was on one side of me. My daughter was on the other side of me. I'm trying to hold my leg out and not put any pressure on it and hop on the other leg. And we had a rolling desk chair. So I only had one. He pulled the car up to our side porch and got it as close to the cement slab of the porch as he could, so that when I got out of the car, I could step right onto that. And then it was just like 3 or 4 steps to the door into the kitchen and up one little step. So we had a rolling desk chair that my daughter brought that to the kitchen door. They helped me hop to the door, and I sat around, turned around, and had to sit down on the desk chair. And that's how he rolled me the rest of the way into the house and into the living room to get in my recliner chair. It was a circus to behold. And because I didn't have a wheelchair yet at that point, and I couldn't use these doggone crutches to save my soul, that was how I had to get from the living room to our downstairs powder room to go to the bathroom. I would sit on this desk chair and he would roll me through the living room, through the kitchen, out through the laundry room to the bathroom. It was hysterical. The next day, my daughter came and said, "Here, Mom, well, no, it was maybe 2 days later. Here, Mom, I bought you a wheelchair." Because she felt so bad that I fell down her steps. And I said, "But you know what? It was a freak accident. Accidents happen." But it was just too funny. Now it was too funny. At the time, it wasn't so funny at all. Yeah. But you know what? It is what it is. You make the best. Oh, what did I do here? You make the best of it. You get through it. And you know what? Like it or not, life goes on. The good thing is we live to tell about it. So, do you know, while I think of it, how many of you guys, how many of you guys, I'm going to say, drank the Kool-Aid? Yes, you're right, Sharon. We have to. You know what? You move forward from today. And you say today's a new day, and the past is the past, and we look out to the future from here and learn our lessons from the past and move on. That's all we can do, because we can't undo what's already been done. You can't go back and change it. So, but I do have a question for you guys. I need your help. Usually people are asking me questions how I do this, but I need your help. How many of you, I'm going to say, drank the Kool-Aid and jumped on the pandemic, Long Dog's pandemic bandwagon? Well, I did. But now I can't decide which I want to do. So I need your help. Sharon, haha, that does not surprise me. Of course your fabric will be purple. Daffy, you're waiting for fabric to come in. Okay, Kelly, you got it kitted and ready to go. Well, I have 2 different starts, and I can't decide which I like better. Okay, so I need your help to decide, because I'm playing around with, actually what I'm playing around is what I want to do. Hi, Sandy. Glad to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. I have it started here. This is Okay, camera, stay focused. This is Victorian Red, 25 count Lugana with 3865 thread. Yeah, I'm sure it's 3865. Okay. Yeah, 3865. So that's this one, which I like. And I think I'm okay with it. However, I also was playing around. And because I am such a glutton for punishment, I also started this. And now I can't decide which I want to do. This is, sit down, get ready for it. This is 56 count, 56 count Zweigert's Meldal, Meldal. It's an even weave. It is not a linen, which is the other reason I really like it. And I thought I would do it in black and then put accents of gray in it with 415 and then accents of red in it. And I think this is 321. It's over 2, Jen. It's over 2. So you do the back stitch. I would do the back stitch just the same, or I would use the black, or I have some 40 weight black silk that I could use for the back stitch. I didn't mean to scare you, Jen. Yeah, I have some really fine, is it YTI silk or something like that, and I could use that for the back stitch. But I'm really undecided if I want to do this or I want to do it like this, all in white. So I do love red. I do love red. However, I also love 56 count. Do them both. The pattern was free. I could do them both just to compare the size. A 56 count comes out to the same size. Yes, I agree. Black on white will show the colors off better. I'm leaning towards this one. I really am leaning towards the black with the gray and the red. And what I thought I would do, what occurred to me to do, because I also want to do death by cross stitch. So I could, in essence, do death on the red. Hi, Ann. Welcome back. I thought about, I thought about doing the animals and the birds in the 415 and then doing all the things that look kind of like flowers, and inside the hearts in the 321 in the red. That was some of my thoughts. Yeah, I got to go with my gut, and I am really leaning towards this one. The only thing that gives me the willies a little bit is doing the actual color placements. But I thought, well, if you print out the pages and sit with some colored pencils and color it in, oops, I can play with the placements as I go along on each page. But I really like, even if I only chose 2 colors, I would really go with the red. Black and red, I think, would look stunning on this white fabric. I think. So that's it. So what do you guys think? Red with cream or white with black and red? I would take this little bit of gray out and put red in there instead. Yeah, I'm thinking 56 count. This is 56 count. You would not believe this fabric. It feels. Yeah, I'm afraid the gray wouldn't stand out either. Thanks, Teresa. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Black with the red. I think I'll take this gray out because it's not dark enough. And to tell you the truth, the only reason I picked this gray was because I have a cone of it. And I would really like to use the stuff that I have without having to buy a lot, because I'm so deprived that I have no stash. Yeah, right. Believe that, and I'll tell you another one. I have too much. Oh, and awesome. You did Death by Cross Stitch in black and red. Ooh. Oh my. I would love, love, love to see that sometime. Do you have it posted in the group? Do you know what, Kelly? I tried the gray on the red, and I didn't think it popped enough, because if I flip the oh no, I think I cut it off. Yeah, I don't have it here. I didn't think it stood out enough, although it would work quite well. Oh, and yes. Oh, you saw pictures of it. You didn't actually stitch it. Okay. Okay. Got you. Yeah. I'm such a stitching fool. You saw all the things I have started. Now here I am starting more. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Yes. And that's why am doing test patches. Yeah. I think I'm going to take this gray out and put the red in, because I also have a cone of this red, which I think would look quite nice. Alma. Oh, you're funny. You caught the bug too? Starting all the things. I know. By the way, I love your videos, Alma. And you are stitching some really, really nice stuff. I know, Jenny, it is. It's the fumes. Mm, yeah, start all the things. You know what? I'll be 69 years old on Saturday. And I know in my heart that I can never finish all the stuff I have started. I have to live to be 169 to finish everything I started. So just start the stuff and enjoy it. Enjoy the stitching. That's kind of where I'm at. And you know what? If I am able to finish some things in the meantime, all well and good. If not, here's how I look at it. I had fun. I had fun stitching it. And that isn't that what it's all about? And isn't that what is most important, is to just enjoy the journey. That's what it's all about. And I look at it as, if I get some finished pieces out of it, all well and good. I still had fun doing them. Yes, it is the journey. Yep. Yeah. How many lambs? I have been stitching. Okay, I'll be 69 on Saturday. I have been stitching since I'm 21 years old. So, what, 48 years? Yeah, since I'm 21. When I got out of nursing school, my first job, I think I had told you guys this on the last stream. Um, that there was an aide that I worked with that got me started, and it's been history ever since. Oh, well, thank you, Lamb's Wool. I'm so glad. I am so glad you enjoy the videos. I have a blast making them. I think they are just so much fun. And I have come to, in all honesty, I would really rather do these live streams than sit and talk to myself on one that's pre-recorded. I like the interaction. I think that that is just the best and the most fun of everything. When I do a pre-recorded one anymore, it will probably just be to show a technique. Um, and I have done quite so many of them already. But really, if there's something that you guys want to know or want to know how to do, let me know. And I will gladly try and make a video of that. I have on my list to do one on back stitching. And because there's a lot of back stitching on this. Well, not a ton, but there's some. Um, yep, and I am. Um, I will try. I really should have done. I will try and do it before I go for my surgery. My surgery's next Friday. Um, yes, I will try and get one in. Yeah, I already answered your question before you questioned. Yeah, yeah, because there is a little bit of a, okay, when you're doing back stitching, in order to keep the line straight so that you don't get those itsy bitsy little bumps in it. A lot of people try to go down exactly where that thread that you're going down into, okay, because you're doing a stitch here, and then you're going back here and going down into this one and back and going down into that one. A lot of people try to pierce that floss that they're going down into, thinking that's going to keep it straight, where actually it doesn't. That's probably what's making the little bumpies that you get. What you do is when you go down, you always, okay, I'm thinking of the back stitching as a straight horizontal line. Hi, Christina. I'm so glad you made it here. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, this is pandemic. Yes. People think of it as a horizontal line. People try and come down and go split that floss of the previous stitch, thinking that's going to keep it straight. What you do is either go above or below that floss, and every stitch do consistently the same way, so that if you're coming up through your fabric, you're going down into the previous stitch, go above that floss, okay? Then you go back, come up in the empty hole, go down into the previous stitch, stay above the floss. That's what Bye, Sharon. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry you got to go do that domestic stuff. Yuck. Rather stitch. But have a great day. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you on your next stream. Thanks for stopping. That's what keeps your line straight, is if you consistently go down into the same place. You're going to come up in the empty hole, go down slightly above, or go in the same hole, but your needle above that existing thread, and that should make it straight. But I'll do a video. I will do a video and explain that and show you so you can see. Now, I will not do it on the 56 count, mind you, because you'll never be able to see it. Yes, Teresa, try it. It works for me, because I was one of those too that I kept thinking I had to split that floss of the previous in order to make it straight, and that's not the case. So if you go to the top of that floss, consistently do that. If you go to the bottom of that floss, consistently do that. And that's what makes your back stitching in a much straighter line without anything that looks like bumps or what have you. Like I said, I'll do a video and I'll show you guys how that works. Is there something else that you would like to see videos on? Because I will gladly do them. Now, disclaimer, I don't profess to be an expert. I am not an expert. I've just been stitching for a very, very, very long time. Like I said, since I'm 21. I did at one point, I did take some classes. Well, I did work with a mentor through the National Needlework Association, and that's because for a short time I did have a shop. Actually, my shop was in this very room. Yes, Teresa, it has more to do with tension than anything. Yeah, you can't pull it too tight. And by consistently going either above or below that, well, if you're working over one, like on a 25 count over one, sometimes that thread is going to try and sneak in underneath the fabric threads. That's always a challenge. But if you loosen up on the tension, it should be less of a problem. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. I've just been doing this a very long time. I've learned things along the way. I did work with a mentor through the National Needlework Association for like 2 years. And I would have been certified as an instructor through them had they not discontinued the program. So I couldn't finish that third year. For some reason, they discontinued their counted thread program. But I learned a lot over the years. I learned a lot through that mentorship and learned a lot through trial and error and what have you. And I am always willing to share what I know. And if it helps you guys, that's why I'm here. And that's why I do this. Because my main goal is, how can I help you guys make things, not that anybody's doing anything wrong, but maybe I have some tips or some ways of doing it that you'll go, that might work better for me. Or you'll go, oh, this lady's a wackadoodle and she doesn't know what she's talking about. And that's okay too. That's all right too, because everybody stitches differently. No two people stitch the same. So it's always, is there always something you can take away? And maybe there isn't anything you can take away, and that's okay. But that's why we're here, and that's why I do what I do. Besides that, it's my passion. It's what I love to do. Especially since I'm retired. People said to me when I retired, oh, you're going to be so bored. Aren't you going to be bored? And I looked at them and I said, oh, heck no. Bored is not in the vocabulary, because I have my stitching and that's all I need. I have a wonderful husband, and I have my daughter and grandchildren, and I have my stitching, and what more is there? It's all anybody could want. What more is there? I love it. And I'm spoiled rotten. Yes, I am. So if there's any other techniques or how-tos or whatever, speak up, folks. Let me know what you would like. Because I run out of things to just sit here and babble about. Yeah, I do. It's the way it is. But I need a drink now. I developed the thirst. So, how to start stitching on even weave. Okay. Alma, over one or over two? Because you can do both. I mean, stitching over two on an even weave is just the same as stitching on a piece of linen. Over two. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll include that. I might put that all together in the back stitching and the stitching over two on even weave, all on the same video. And I'll post them on YouTube. My YouTube channel is the same as this, except it doesn't have the 68. It's just straight up needlebug. I had to put a number at the end on this one because apparently needlebug was already taken by somebody. How dare they? How dare they? When bug happens to be, you can laugh now, happens to be my last name. Hence, Yeah, I like stitching on even weave. In fact, I like linen, don't get me wrong. And when it was available, the 40 count Graziano linen was my absolute, positively most favorite linen. And they don't make it anymore. They stole it. No, if I guess I don't know why they don't make it anymore. It was very popular as far as I know. Bit pricey, but very popular. Um, and I don't know why they stopped. Either they stopped making it altogether or they stopped sending it to the United States. I don't know that for sure. I just know I can't get it anymore. That was my all-time favorite. But other than that, I just as soon stitch on an even weave. Any one is fine. I like them all. I tend to use Lugana most. Um, my new favorite one by Swigert is Verdal, Verdal. It's 40 count. It only comes in white, but it is a beautiful even weave to stitch on. It's not linen, it's an even weave, and it's 40 count, and it is gorgeous. It will be one of my new favorite linen, or one of my new favorite fabrics. Um, oh, Teresa, try it. You'll love it. You'll love it. It is so nice to stitch on. It has a really nice hand. Um, if you're an in-hand stitcher, like someone in hand, meaning I do not use a hoop, a Q-snap, or a frame. I just hold the fabric in my hand and stitch. For that type of stitcher, it may be a little bit floppy, because I know a lot of in-hand stitchers like, how do you describe it? They like a little meat to their fabric, so to speak. It might be a little bit too flimsy, loose, not loose weave, but floppy, I guess is the only way to explain it, for in-hand stitchers. But for people that put it on a Q-snap or in a hoop, awesome. Awesome. I love it. No, my new favorite. If I wouldn't have so many Heaven and Earth started, I'd be stitching something on that. In fact, that may be an option for Death by Cross Stitch. Or I could do it on this thread. Yes. Oh, yes. Teresa, that would be wonderful. You will like that fabric. I think it is nice. And this 56 count is the same deal as the 40 count Verdal. This is, I think it's Verdal is the 40 count, and Meldal Meldal is the 56 count. And this is awesome. In fact, I have a friend in Germany that got this for me because you can't get it in the United States. And a friend in Germany got this for me. And she said they use it for like tablecloths and things over there. She didn't even realize you could stitch on it at first. And the price was very reasonable, but it feels almost like a bed sheet. It's wonderful. It has a really nice hand. I really like it. And yes, I have to use a magnifier to see the 56 count. I really do. But I don't mind doing that. In fact, I either use my Dazor, which is right here, or I use my excuse me, or I use my cheaters, and yeah, I can see it just fine with putting my extra set of glasses over my regular glasses. I put my cheaters on. Oh, thank you, Teresa. But yeah, try it for your death by cross stitch. Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful. Thanks, Anne. I get a case of the sneezes about once a day. Don't know why. I just sneeze. Need to clear my head, I guess. Been going on for years. Thanks, Daphne. So, thank you for all your help, guys. I think I have now decided it will be this. Get rid of that gray there. Substitute some red. And it'll be on 56 count with the red and the black. I think that will make me happy. I think I will enjoy that so much more. It will be fun. So, and then Death by Cross Stitch is also on my list. So that is going to need to be started sometime soon so that I can switch back and forth. And I also have this guy to finish. Oh my goodness. Oh, Anne. No, I just do 2 or 3, not 10 to 15. 2 or 3 sneezes and I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the day. Won't sneeze again till tomorrow. Yeah, Alma, I have, a whole basket. Watch my last stream. There's a whole basket over here of stuff that's started and needs to be worked on and stitched. And geez, I think I'm getting like Jules. I sit here and do more talking than stitching. I might have done, a grand, let's see, how many stitches did I do today on that? Let's look. Oh, a grand 75 stitches on this today. Yeah. That's not even 7. Well, that's 7 rows. All I did. And guess what? I'm not going to work on this anymore today. I'm going to work on this. So, my Once Upon a Time, Jen, is has not had any love for quite some time. It really needs to come back out and play too. Oh my goodness, yes, Teresa. Is it not cool to watch that percentage go up? I am now, oh my goodness. I passed a little bitty milestone. I am now at 74.18% finished with Stitcher's Retreat. So I have 8.2% to get to finally 75. Yeah, it's fun. I have noticed on good stitching days, I can get 0.2% finished on good days. And it takes me about 5 days to get 1% done. Yeah. That's how long. Because this puppy started out with 468,125 stitches. To date, I have 347,250 stitches complete. So I have just over another 100,000 stitches to go. So the plan is, yeah. Wow, ain't that the truth, Alma? It is a wow. Yeah, the plan is in the next 6 months, can I get 100,000 stitches done? That's the plan. Now, I really am giving myself till my birthday next year to get those 100,000 stitches done. But anything finished, if it's finished anytime sooner than that, it is a bonus. Yeah, check it out, Teresa. See how long it takes you to do 1%. Or see how long it takes you to get to from 1.5 to 2. And then that you can judge that for how long it takes you to do 1%. Yeah. When you have something this big, it takes longer than you think. 5 days to do 1%. And it's a 72-page chart. 72 pages. What was I thinking? It was out of my mind. But it has been fun, and I have totally enjoyed absolutely every stitch. Absolutely every stitch. So, well, folks, we've been here. I'm going to get rid of this and get it off my lap, because I'm going to work on this the rest of the, where is it? Oh, don't look at my gray hair. I'm going to work on this the rest of the day. So I think, there we go. I think what I'm going to do is, we've been here about an hour and 40 minutes. I think I'm going to call it a day and get some stitching done. Check on the hubby, see what he's up to. And if I soon can't get this hair, no, I actually can soon get this haircut. Pennsylvania's finally opened up enough that where I live is opening up. And I can get my hair cut in 2 weeks on the 15th. Thank God. Yes, Teresa, so did I. I had to take the page breaks out because, yeah, even though they're darker lines, it still would get confusing. I would confuse the lines, which were the page breaks, which were the 10 lines. So yeah, I always take them out. And especially if you're going to work on a diagonal, it helps to take them out. Okay, Jen, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. It's so great. This is just so great to see, to have you guys. Bye, Susan. Please stop next time. Like I said, the next 2 weeks, my schedule is going to be haphazard. After that, I will try and do I'm looking to keep it at Tuesdays and Fridays once my surgery is done. Until then, it'll be a little haphazard. But after the 10th, we'll be able to, should be able to keep it to a consistent schedule. Yes, people, be safe if you're going to use those fireworks. Absolutely. We don't want any big, we don't want any, injuries from the fireworks. So thank you all so much. Be safe, stay healthy, have an awesome 4th of July weekend. Enjoy your picnics and your family. Be smart, wear your mask. I'm a big advocate of masks. You know, we don't want, not going to get into all the what ifs and whatever, but I am an advocate of masks, and I really want people to stay healthy. I'm afraid it's only going to get worse yet, but be smart, make good choices, and most of all, keep stitching. Enjoy your stitching, find your joy, and have a great weekend. So I will see you all next time, and thank you so much, so very much for stopping by.